Okay, and so we got this. Now, I already cut it and opened it because it's got addresses and everything on it, and so this just makes it easier. I don't have to, blank it all out. And again, this is going to be a quick little what's what, and then we'll do a review later. So this is a little mini media player. And you got the 5-volt DC power right here. Let's just see that it comes on. And there is a light. So it got life. I can plug that in there and I can get audio, video that away into a television, which is fine. I don't, whatever's the best method, which I think HDMI will probably be the best method. But what I intended, well, it will be, because what I intend to do with this is this output is going to go straight to my ATEM Mini. And this is a little media player is what it is. It's a small media player. I watched a video on YouTube to talk about this stuff. And the guy was using one of these media players as a input to the ATEM Mini to use for backgrounds and graphics on live streams and different things like that. And so that's my intent to do with this. I'm gonna it'll be a output going to one of the input camera, like a camera, and just put a little SD card or a USB drive or something in here to play whatever video or whatever I put on it. It just may be a still background that I loop continuously for any period of time, or it may be a animated video, or just whatever I want to play. I'll put it in here. It'll be an input to one of the ATEM Mini's inputs, or like a camera input, and that'll play as the background to something of some form or fashion. And so this is a HD media player Mini 8 or 1080, which I don't know. It says HD. Resolution 1920 by 1080. HDMI AV SD card up to 128 gigabytes. 5-volt, 1.5 amp DC power supply. Supports a bunch of different video formats, including MOV, MP4, AVI. And then a lot of ones I don't recognize, but MPG as well. So it supports just about all the popular video formats that you could use. So I could use DaVinci Resolve to create a any kind of a animated background or otherwise, and put them right into a live stream or a video feed, because the way the ATEM Mini works is it will create a DaVinci Resolve project on a hard drive if I hook it up to the ATEM Mini. And so I can set everything up the way I want it to be, and then start recording, do the video, and when I'm finished, it's already a PI, picture-in-picture, or whatever I want to do, and I don't have to edit all of that to make it happen, because there'll be a copy of all the individual input feeds, as well as the project with the main feed being exactly the way I recorded it. And so that will cut down tremendously on the editing time. And so that's one of the reasons about this right here that we got going on. So that was just a little quick introductory. We'll probably showcase it, demonstrate it, or whatever. I got to get that other Studio B, if that's what you want to call it, or C, or whatever, set up, so that I can start doing some of this stuff and showing some of this stuff. Now, I've gotten a lot of stuff in here lately, just like, I mean, I have for a long period of time, but I really quit doing unboxings. If y'all want to see them, hey, I've got tons of them I never even edited and put up. But this is stuff for the channel, to increase the channel. And if there's ever a point to where people are contributing to the channel, then the money that I put back into the channel will definitely be videos showing where that money's going. So regardless, this right here is basically, I'm just showing you what I've got. Now, this isn't, I'm not getting anything. Nobody's contributing to the channel in any way, shape, or form. It's all 100% me. But I am showing you just where I'm going with the channel and what I'm looking at trying to build. And we're going to get this open. Now this I'm going to have to verify as being functional. It is a Samsung portable SSD T7. It is a model MU-PC1TOT. Other odds and ends, 1 terabyte Samsung drive. So why that come about is the ATEM Mini has an option to write out to the hard drive what you're videoing. And eventually videos like this right here are going to include a front-facing camera towards me. It's hard to do it here. I have a camera ahead of me here, but it's really hard to work that out. So back in the other spot, it's going to be pretty much all the time. And with that ATEM Mini, this will all record at once, and there's no editing for me as far as like picture-in-picture and stuff like that, because it'll be done through the ATEM Mini, and the project will be stored on a hard drive by the ATEM Mini, and then all I've got to do is pull it up and do any details I need, and then I can compile it and upload it, and there's the video. But it has to be a fast hard drive. It can't just be your normal hard drive that you're trying to record to, because it is the ATEM Mini is recording a lot of information. It's recording it very fast. Oh, and ignore this time bomb over here. I'm charging a LiPo battery. I'm trying to get LiPo batteries packs, some kind of configuration to build a battery solution to the HSO2 soldering iron. And that'll be a video and a project later on. But I've got to get parts and stuff together to start working on that. But anyway, so this right here is that, hopefully, that solution. And this will basically, as long as I can confirm that it is working correctly, it will be giving me exactly what I'm looking for. We are going to have to break away just for a minute, because my computer is very tied up at the moment, copying files around, and it's just kind of sitting there, aggravating the daylights out of me. Going very slow. Says it's still got 6 minutes to complete a main file transfer, and then 30 minutes for a little tiny transfer. I don't know. Because this is an unboxing video, and I'm trying to confirm that this is indeed a functional piece of equipment, I guess I will. Let's do this. I'm just going to leave it recording, and I'll edit all of this stuff out if the drive is good. But here's the loop deck. And when I know more about this, which I've been using it to edit with, but when I know more about this, it's going to be a full review on it. So we're going, so we know this cord is good. It's communicating across this whole setup with the loop deck. And so I'm going to plug it in here. The light comes on, it's blinking. So I'm going to give it just a little bit to sit there while that finishes copying over there. And once it copies, then I will try to access the drive. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but anytime you want to double check a drive or something like this that you think could possibly be a fake, in which I got some off of eBay before, and they looked pretty good, but they weren't. They were not authentic. And so anytime I get a hard drive off of eBay, I double check it. And so this is a 1 terabyte drive, and usually when, and the price, I think I paid upwards of $50 for it. I think it was $50, and in tax, and I don't think they were shipping, but I think it was just $50 plus tax and all that stuff, which I think is about what you would pay for a 50 terabyte used drive on eBay. So I think it is authentic, but I want to double check it. But anyway, if you get one that's super cheap, then you definitely want to check it, because it could potentially be a fake. And so what they normally do is everything says it is what it is. You bring it up on the operating system and you look at it. It says it is what it is. It says it's a whatever. Like this is a 1 terabyte. If it's a fake, it's going to say, yes, it's a 1 terabyte hard drive. Then I can take a 1 terabyte file, which would have to be under that, just that 900 gigabyte file, and tell it to copy onto this hard drive, and it'll start doing it. And it'll just sit there and go and go and go and go. And you'll see the throughput on the copy on Windows. It'll be really high, and then all of a sudden it'll drop real super low and barely be progressing, because it's actually filled up what is the physical memory on there, what actually is on there, and it's starting to loop around. And because those Chinese hard drives will alter the operating system on the hard drive so that it just automatically, without saying anything, starts to overwrite the oldest stuff on there, and it continues and continues. So you think you're putting information on there and it's all good. And it'll usually end up being like a 1 terabyte drive will end up being 100 gigabyte if you're lucky, or 16 or 32 or 64 gigabyte or something like that. And within that range, you can still use it just fine, but just don't try to do anything above that, because it will overwrite the oldest stuff. And so that's where your throughput drops out to nothing, because it's overwriting continuously through there. But they're really good at faking everything out. But that's how you can tell that it is faked out. And what's the worst thing about it is someone gets one of those drives, thinks they got a huge deal on a hard drive, and they start putting their files on it, and nothing. They'll never know. They're just putting files on and using them and on and on and on and on. And chances you'll be well into lost data before you ever just happen to open up a file that's been deleted or overwritten by a new file because it ran out of space internally, and it's not going to tell you anything. And then you'll try to open up a file, and it'll say it's there, but it's not there. It's corrupted or something like that. And so you lose all that information. And so that's one of the things that you have to watch out for if you get those. Now, there's software that you can use that you can bring up and double check a hard drive to see if everything's good or not. And Samsung, if I'm not mistaken, That's the drives that was cloned or faked out on eBay that I bought. And there's a software that they put out that you can load it up. It'll look at that hard drive and it'll tell you whether it is actually one of theirs or not, because they can pretend, fake out the serial numbers, and they can do all this stuff, but they can't actually put the information in the operating section or the firmware of the drive like Samsung can. And so it can find out if the drive is authentic or not and tell you. But everything shows all good on whatever that smart test is. So I'm going to go ahead and start a diagnostic scan on this. So everything's looking good so far. And I'm just going to take and set this to the side while this is doing the things. And I may come back to this in a moment. But I'm feeling good about it already because the Samsung Magician software recognized it, saw it, realized it was a drive, pulled everything up and didn't call it a fraud. So I believe it is what it's supposed to be. I think everything's going to be good. So I appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Or in just a few minutes if there's a problem with this drive. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.